lot of trauma because we thought that's what really gonna help us. You know? So at some point we had to come to realize the only one that can help you is the great God Allah. You heard what the sister said. Heard what she went through. And she said when she called on Allah or the Creator, she got her freedom that way. How many of you called on Allah and got your freedom? Let me see the people in this room called on Allah and they got their freedom. All the things that you wrote, they get your freedom. Until you call on the great God Allah. Sent them in, the angels came down with because you never lost hope. See, you never lost hope based upon the great God Allah being merciful and forgiving. That's how we got here. So people think it's spooky Islamism. We know facts. So somebody can't tell me because you spend $50,000 on the lawyer and somebody spent praying day and night and they got out and you didn't get out. You hear how much? Allah knows his children. Allah give you the opportunity to get a chance. So you can't let people move us away from that. Move away from our spiritual base. Because our spiritual base, it don't cost you nothing but to submit to it. Submit, to believe, and to know. And that's what's going to bring you to that level of understanding. So we just can't get caught up in all them other systems. Faith has brought us this far. Faith has. Not about how tough you are, what you went through. That toughness got me in prison. I told people, I'm an OG now. See, people tell me, oh, you come home from prison, you an OG. No, I wasn't quite an OG then. See, I'm an OG now. And praise Allah, I made it to be an OG. Because I'm an old guy. See, I'm an old guy. I ain't no old gangster. I'm an old guy.
Get it to him, Mo.
Get it
to him, Mo.
Some people talking about gangster is finally at its greatest heights.
Yes, sir.
Because that perpetuates that trauma. Did you think you got to be tough to get along? Toughness to get people killed in a lot of situations. I'm glad to be an OG. I'm glad to be an old guy in this day and time. In some situations, I'm a double OG. I believe that. You know, listen, I'm a grandfather too. You understand what I'm talking about? People better know what we using here, and this is some of these things got us that way.
Yes, sir.
Not being gangster and violent and all that tough. It's always somebody tougher than you. What are you talking about? Prophet told us it's 1,000 ways to kill somebody. One way you can say that. It's only one way you can be produced. Kill people all the time. You kill people in your mind all the time. But how many people have you raised up? How many people have you shown forgiveness to?
That's right.
To say, you know what? I'm going to stand down on this. Why? Because you better remember what happened last time. We are what our forefathers were without doubt and contradiction. This ain't your first time being here. It's about what lessons did you learn the last time you was here. Right. So sometimes we got to put that fire out that's burning within us when we feel that we must react. We must react in a negative type of way. It has such a dramatic impact on our current lives and the people that's in our lives who we make the wrong choices at that time that can be detrimental to other people. It ain't about how they're going to look at you. You know what they're going to say when they look at you? How do you know that? And he ended up doing that? I don't believe that. Why? Because we talking positive ways, but somebody know your button. Somebody know your button, but you better know the cutoff switch.
That's right.
Sometimes you just have to leave from the situation. So we give you some things to work with. Just leave from it. Why? Because you can save somebody's life by not taking it. You know, and you can just leave from, oh, that's what they think, okay. They just don't know today was a good day for them. You know, today was a good day for them. So I ain't gonna worry about, I'm going this way because today is a good day for them. Because it ain't about that. It's gonna affect so many people's lives. It's gonna bring extra trauma on you. It's just too much interconnected with that. So we can be talked down in de-escalation of information, because that's important. When we talked about de-escalation, in other words, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, and we need to surround people that ain't so quick to run and get guns. When you call, hey, got some drama on the floor. Where you at? Where you at? Hey, it's 7 o'clock. Can we get to the meeting? Oh man, you know what I got? See, I really got to go and take care of this. I'll go next time. Next time. This is a collect call from FuquaBey. Go with that thing. I'm scared of the penitentiary. No, that Mo don't go. I've been dealing with that Mo 30 years.
Yes, sir.
There, here, there, here. This is who? Hey, I know. But I'm just saying how this reoccurring trauma can happen in our lives. So the more we can de-escalate it and don't feel like you've been chumped off. Don't feel like you less of who you are. Because people can't define you. A lot of times our behavior is what's going to define us. Our behavior, not who they say you, man, he's a killer. No, not who. Killers get killed. You better believe that. Somebody wants to stripes up to kill him. You say they want that. Yeah, well, you know, I killed that brother. Man, what, you killed him? Yeah, I killed him, man. You know, yeah, I killed him. Yeah, what about that? Next thing you know, man may be down in your situation. What else, man? You know, put him together. You know, just to share that, brother.
Islam.
I got you. Go ahead.
I just have a point of information about the pen being mightier than the sword. Based on this, when you look at something in a general sense, like other cliches that people might say, keep your enemy close. That don't make a lot of sense when that don't resonate with us real good when someone say that. So that don't make a lot of sense. Just like he said, how can the pen be mightier than the sword in the sense that he described it? But if you look at it in certain aspects of what that really say, it's almost like when the prophet said, when you get the pen in your hand, see, he gave it power then. He gave it some form of force at that time. So it all depends sometimes how you look at that particular cliche. The pen is mightier than the sword, because the prophet kind of led us to believe that it did have some type of strength.
Right.
He said when you get it in your hand, you sign what you need to sign. So he alluded to the pen when he asserted that particular statement. So, you know, just for a point of information, not to just close it out and look at it in terms of that it don't have no strength at all, or don't possess nothing that can really help you in a given set of circumstances. Because sometimes what you got to do with it will make a lot of sense in certain set of circumstances. It depends on how you look at it. You generalize it and just look at it in that sense, you're gonna come up with all type of different things. You know, so I just wanted to give that information about it, but I understand what he said, because when he first said it, I said, yeah, well, that does make sense. But as you continue to think, that's why the prophet said, think, always be thinking. And things will come to you a certain way that you might can share with the Moor, that you might can give them a perspective of something that might resonate with them in a manner where they might say, well, okay, yeah, that do make a little more sense, because in that sense, you won't just denounce it. You won't just denounce it. You will keep something open in that area, because it may make some sense somewhere down the line, and that's not to say anything about how it was presented, but that's what you call a point of information about the subject matter that we're talking about. Peace.
Thank you for that.